Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Anno 1800 Trade Republic to New London, our future industrial city growing right now at a, well, breathtaking pace. And in this case here, in this episode, we're finally gonna reach tier 3. The ship with the bread is already on its way, so should be closing in at some point soon. There it is already.
We assist however
Where is it?
we may.
There it is. Before I forget it again, where the location is of my Grand Cat Banner ship, somewhere out here in the ocean still. And before this one comes in, I still would like to go for a few other things right now. Financially, we're in a stable position right now. Of course, with all the industry coming in, this is by far not enough, but at least it's a bit stable right now. What I would like to start with right away is that we have our city district expanded over here. So this is with our main road that continues into this direction, and with that we can just happily go ahead with more buildings. Let's just make sure that we have a nice road here along the river so that this looks as organized as possible, right? Because I definitely do want to have this all of here the core city. So this is all gonna be space that is getting very tight as we progress in this game, and I definitely want to have as many buildings as possible there. We really don't have that much space on this island. It's fine, right? It's fine for a nice big city, but we need to be careful where we place stuff, where we adjust stuff. We still have this area here for smaller industry trading hub with the docklands then at some point. That's what I'm gonna reserve, but the rest is pretty much open for city expansion, for the city districts. This area is also interesting because we got the brick yards here that are taking the clay from the warehouse. So in this case, I'm inclined to move them into my future industry zone so that they also profit then from electricity. They profit from the trade union that we will have at some point. So the only thing that we have here then really is the clay pit, right? We can't move that, unfortunately, since we're also not playing with the scholars. Right, this is a no-go. What we can do here though is, of course, first of all, we could plaster this full with buildings, no props. That wouldn't look so bad, but I'd rather have some kind of decoration, some kind of nature around that. There you go, right? So that we kind of like hide it a bit. That doesn't look so extremely bad. We could make the whole thing a temperate growth, like a little park that we have then here. And around that we have then just more buildings, right? There is then our double road that we have, goes in here, and then a bunch more houses here. Gotta make sure though that we're not getting too close there to the river. Definitely want to have a bit of space there in between. Okay, this is really far away though from the marketplace already. So I want to continue. This is a main road. Let's make this one main road. There you go, all the way down. And then we just copy this one again into this area together with a pub that we have then over here. So slowly we are creeping around that river here, you know, winding our way through over to these mountains here with the city. We also, of course, continue to sell soap and more chips.
Anyone for croquet?
There you go. Fire's out of control. What does that mean? Where's a fire? Oh, it's the same area again that is on fire all the time. Let's mobilize the fire workers and get things going. Someone is doing a very bad job in the kitchen here. On a daily basis. Very good. Another pickup quest by Archie.
Jolly Roger.
And there seems to be a ship that has sunk. Do we have still a ship available? Yeah, we just built a schooner. It's all the way up here. We're not at war with the pirate yet, so we should have a good go at this quest. Meanwhile, our opponents are at frigate level, as expected at this point. And also the first artisans Arthur has, for example. On the very next day, let's unlock a spread finally, as we have enough in now. So 12 tons in the storage and another 13 tons coming in right now. And with that, we have a total consumption of 3 bread at the moment. So we should be fine. We have a surplus of 1. It's not enough though, of course, right? So what I would like to do here is I would like to push this a bit further. And for that, we can build everything here. So that's another 2 bakeries with the 2 flour mills. Now it's the right ratio, and also with the grain farms, right, that we have over there. Outside of that, we should be golden now. We should have lots of flour in. Yep, so that bread is coming in handy. And are these people here consuming bread? No, they're not. I've paused that. Very good. back to New London, because here I'm now waiting for our upgrade. We're also leveling up because the population is climbing over 7,000 with the bread. And there are the
Gained an influence bonus.
castaways, and let's get them back all the way down to Archie
Adjust the sail.
for the reward. Come on, let me sell
What
it.
a jolly, jolly.
And there it is, the first people, tier 3. And New London has artisans now,
You reached a new milestone.
and the age of fine craftsmanship, as it's called. With that, a whole bunch of new options become available. First of all, we have now the mod industrial complex unlocked. That's the Jacob's industrial cities. That's really important because this will change the shape of our city. On the other hand, also we have now, we're closing in now on the Clipper, and we can now go for the Docklands and the New World, right? Both of them we want to go with. So the main goal right now is to push for more artisans to unlock us the Clipper. For this, we still need more steel. So right now we have a nice steel surplus. That means I can build me a second steelworks. I'm also gonna push productivity up by 50% for these guys here. Oh, look at that. Beryl Mara would like to have trade rights. 22,000. It's a good way of improving our relationship. We have the money, so I'm gonna head with that. And with that, trade right contract with Beryl O'Mara. So she might be a good trade partner. I have no idea. Let's have a look at the harbor. She is selling a whole bunch of things. It's more interesting what she buys. And she buys sewing machines, for example, for a very nice price. Bread is also there. Canned food, she would pay 1,100 per ton. And sausage, she would pay 100 per ton. Sausage we could have in high quantity. Sewing machines, of course, is my high quantity goods that we're gonna have for the tier 3 goods. And that looks fine. We might actually sell her that. The same way we sell soap to Eli already. To get the money flowing. Now, the quest is also about to be finished.
Brought some joy.
There you go.
Really
Whopping
is
4,000
first
on the credit. And also we get the trading chart. Now, this reduces the trade prices by 5%. Not bad when you buy a lot of goods. Like if we buy, for example, now the steel beams, 34 tons for the 5k, we do save a bit of money there for this. So let's take that and bring it back home because I need more steel beams. We can use them to directly upgrade more artisans, which I would like to do. Let's also sell the next schooner, and the next one is coming in. These are the last ones that we're selling now because clippers are way more profitable. I'm gonna switch my production from schooners to clippers soon for my ship export industry that we have. In the meantime, we continue with the upgrades here in the city center, as long as I have steel beams. Also, another quest, a photography quest for a duel.
I fear I become entitled.
Where's the duel? Should be somewhere here. Ah, I can't find it anymore. There it is. Whatever the reward is, we'll just see. There's the steel beams. Steam power brewing machine. Holy cow. 13,000. Or we use it for the schnapps production by 40% boost. Not bad at all. Let's use the steel beams though to have some more upgrades. And with that we also unlock airships. So I'm not using them, of course, just yet. And also a bunch more here. There you go. That should be enough for now. And with that, we have the clipper unlocked. Let's go ahead and build the first clipper. Let's have the waypoint here. Because I'm going to use this clipper, of course, for our first expedition to the New World. About that item that we just got. It's a really good price. 13,000. 40% productivity.
So I'm making my designs available to everyone.
And the chance of fire increase. Let's sell it. You know, it's a good price. It's a good price for this one.
Milestone.
And New London officially is a city at this point. As another day is coming to an end.
You reached a new milestone.
Okay, a pirate was sunk in front of my harbor and we looted Vice Admiral Adams. He would activate the active healing on ships, right? But since we're not doing any warships, we could just sell him 86,000 credits. I would like to do this. So I'm gonna put this one into my warehouse here. Wait for the clipper to come out. So this all happened during the night. I was not fast enough to show the pirate ship here. And in that case, we have the clipper now. And as a new day is dawning, there is our first proud clipper in all its glory. This is gonna usher in a new era. Let's continue producing 2 more right away. Let's take this clipper here, the swamp rat it's called. And we're gonna put this item in for selling, of course. And yeah, this is then going to be my expedition that we have now, the New World expedition. For the New World expedition, you usually need some planks and stuff like that. So I might also assign my swamp rat to this right away. We get the naval power out of it, even though the clipper does not have any cannons or something like that. Ah, yeah, it's Vice Admiral Adams. That's, of course. He also got the navigation bonus, and he also gives me the morale. Can we equip him? Yes, we could. Should we use him on that expedition? We could still sell him then to Isabella in the New World. Let's do that. Let's also take some rations and some medicine with us, right? Medicine we need. There you go. Rations. So schnapps also counts as rations. That's just what we can go with here. Definitely should get some timber with us, so we can speed up any kind of construction in the New World, together with some steel beams, right? And faith-wise, this would be a bit of bread. So let's just take 1 bread with us just to tick the box, even though it's not really necessary to have this one. Let's start the expedition for the New World. Off you go, because Manola is awaiting. I finally found a name for our major island here, Sinclair, one of my Patreon supporters. Thank you very much, and what a fitting name for this one. And Sinclair is, well, the center of my next actions, because in Sinclair we do have lots of farmers, and I would like to turn this now into something we can use, and that is, of course, the beer production. Let's upgrade the harbor for that first, so that we have a bit more storage available. Look at that, another pirate comes in.
Not even death can make us happy.
We haven't even discovered Anne Harlow yet. Oh, but she's probably not going down, is she? Ah, she could be going down.
Just say the word.
Get my new clipper ready. I'm actually putting some building materials into this one here, as this pirate is coming in. And oh, look at that! She would actually go for ceasefire here for 100,000 credits. No, I'm not doing that.
Blue jacket.
So with that, we are also now officially at war with the pirate. We should survive this. Let's get the other ship over there now. Speaking about ships, yeah, Carl has the ship of the line now, the most powerful tier 3 ship that there is. And this is a bit worrisome for us, because when I look at my diplomacy rating, as we can see, we're the weakest with him. So he really doesn't like us that much right now. He also would not go to any treaties or something like that. Yeah, it's problematic. I could give him 15,000 and hope that this works. It's very likely. Last time, very likely it didn't work out with him. So I'm not gonna waste my money right now. He likes so that we exploit our workers and that we use propaganda. So I'm hoping with that passive reputation gain that we stay a bit stable with him for the moment. Next in line, I would like to have a look at my soap trader that should be close by here, that we have for selling the soap, right? Because I would like to give the trading charter into my soap ship. This is a 5% increase of all my soap that we sell. Doesn't sound like much, but over time it adds up. So we could do this very well. Now, my building materials have arrived at Sinclair, and I would like to now have my beer production starting to work. We have hops in Sinclair and lots of space available. So this looks like an ideal location for me to use this. Hops, though, is something you don't need to have in huge quantities, right? So I'm considering having a few hops plantations up here to make this work. So let's go ahead and start with that as well. I'm not going to boost them or anything like that. We might as well just have another warehouse here, because there's going to be increased traffic here over time. But that's about it, right? Let's just check it out. Probably these guys here. So that's 6 that we have now. And I might even push for a few more over here then as well. Like another one. And then also we could have more on that side here. So the whole area is going to be full of hops fields. There you go. That's probably more than what we are going to need for quite some time with those. Let's also start building the first 3 of them. That's 1,000 for each one of them as our basic hops production. Now, in that case, also we need to get going with a few more grain farms as well. So I've readjusted here, and we are basically not using tractors, I've decided. It's all about fields, right? We have the space for it. farmers we have as well. And with that, we have now the grain farms. Now what we can still need is the mold houses. For this, I'm asking myself, do we want to increase the working population here? Yes, we do. So Sinclair gets more workers. The city needs to grow to meet the demand for all the production that we need for our capital. If it becomes a capital in the process, we'll just see.
Good and ready.
You can go back. Where's my next clipper? Coming out just now, and let's commission 2 more. And we have a few more steel beams.
Ship
I would like to use this to also have a bunch more artisans here. This block. And a few more over here. And I'm also using a bit more an industrial look on these artisans now. The darker brick tone that we have. And also, there is now here the new upgrade button that gives me then the terraced artisan. So this is the mod kicking in now. It's not that more expensive, right? We just need to have a lot of people then here. Up to 70 people we can house in one of them if we also meet some demands here. Especially also for happiness. This is why we're working on the beer right now. Because my artisan population wants beer and my worker population wants beer. So you should not start with a beer production before you don't have a sufficient artisan population. Because otherwise beer will not be that profitable. It's very expensive to get the beer production going. Next in line I would have then the mold houses. So we can have them over here in Sinclair. Probably gonna have 2 here and then another row of artisans over here. And we can have a bit of space here that we use for that we should use. Let's use it here for the police station. And then we have the breweries, and we're gonna need quite a few of them. I'm not gonna electrify them because that's not really worth it in the long run. Instead, we can use another trade union somewhere over here at some point if I want to boost the breweries. Probably here. Can we still squeeze one in? No. This way. Now we can still squeeze another row in here. That's what is fine for me. Then we have our warehouses. I'm gonna push another one here, just so that we have enough loading ramps for all of that. Now, let's just check it out. How much beer do we need in New London right now? It can't be that much. It's 3 tons, right? That's 2 mold houses that we need, and around 4 breweries. So 2 mold houses we can have here, and then 4 breweries over there. That's 6,400. We will need another worker for that to get going. So let's just have them here. And here, right? And with that, we have a positive worker supply. It might be worth it to also get them into beer. It's 1 ton they would consume right now. Let's pause it for the moment, but I'm considering it, right? I'm considering having also the beer unlocked for the Sinclair population, so they stay happy with us. Now, looking at my balance, hops is fine, but we will need another grain farm.
Into the unknown.
Next in line, we have now the bread delivery here that we are working on, right? That is a schooner here, San Juan, and it's quite a lot of bread. 27 tons he's delivering right now. We're gonna expand this one here now into beer as well. From Sinclair to New London, and we're gonna replace San Juan now with the mild shrimp. My clipper that is working this route. Just gonna make sure that San Juan, when he comes in, there he is, we're stopping the trade route.
Not so long ago.
And our clipper is now on its way for this new delivery here. An escort quest, 12,000 sounds very juicy. Unfortunately, I do not have warships, so I can't do that quest. In New London, in the meantime, I would like to start exploiting now the 3rd clay deposit. That would be right over here. And with that, I can also afford 2 more brick factories. At this point, we can also sell the first clipper for 7,500 coin. That's very profitable from now on. I think that with the increase in sale, yeah, we're gonna need another sail maker too. So that's probably then over there. Now, before we do that, let's have a look at this area here. I would like to start freeing this up for my city. So in this case here, we do have more space, of course, available that we can still use for city building. So that's this area. Let's keep a bit of space there to my future smaller industry zone that we have. And with that, I can then squeeze in some comfortably a bunch more houses here. Probably like this. Or wait a second, we're gonna have a little service area here as well. And then a bunch more here. We need to, yeah, keep this one dense because there's not much room. Can I build a road here? Yes, perfect. Into this direction. And then another one here. And here we're now coming in with the potato farms, right? So at this point, it's limiting us in city development over there. I'm going to make a service area here that we're going to need for all of these people. And around that, we can grow our city further. That would be then here. Also, we should make sure that we have another main road going. This is really core centered in here at some point. So my idea would be to have kind of like a big road that goes then over here somewhere, right? As a bridge. Oh no, another massive explosion. This time in my schnapps distillery area. Setting everything aflame and also causing ruins. So right now we're not producing any schnapps in New London, but we're capped on that. So we have some storage. Also, I would like to start reinforcing Sinclair now. We do have, I think, yep, the flamethrower here. We need more weapons, so let's get some weapons over there too. I might need to push also another weapon factory. We'll just see. Also, the first beer is in. This is pushing my balance now quite a bit, doubling it, in fact. And also increases happiness for all my workers and artisans. I would like to use this to work on my next production now. And that is the windows. Construction material number 4. And in that case, we're going to need a bunch of them. So let's make sure that we can align them somehow to have them looking like this. You would need to place them quite far in. So I'm thinking about this and this. This is working out. Yep. And then another 3 that we can squeeze in over there. So that would be 5 of them. That's then also up to 10 tons of sand that we can produce here. Should be enough for a while. Let's start with the first one right here by the warehouse. To have our sand production going. For this, we're also going to need more lumber. In that case, we have a timber production that is very strong right now. Boosting the timber by 50% is fine. So I can reduce the 50% by the timber. Now we have a lumber production surplus. Let's also have now a road finally to the other side here. Haven't done that yet. And there's zinc and iron awaiting us for more production. And also for another industry area, because this whole thing here is going to be industry area at some point. For that, I would also like to have once again a trade unit. By the way, if we have the electricity power plant here and another bridge here, we can boost also this area here with electricity later on. That's my goal. And in addition, also a trade union to take most of the area in, right? So probably going to go like this, getting most of it in. And we're going to have some warehouse here and warehouse here to get the loading ramps done. Production number 1 that we're setting up over here, of course, is the windows. So for this, we need the glass maker. We can electrify this one at some point. So in that case, I would like to go ahead and have this one in the area, and let's have, yeah, we also will need it for the spectacles, so it's a pretty important production overall, right? This is probably way too much. It's too much, but it's okay. It's a start. And on the other hand, we're gonna have then our window production. You need a lot of space for these, obviously. It's a low pollution building, so yeah, I might have this one a bit closer to the city.
Fire.
So somewhere over here, we can set up a row of window makers. More than 4 is not necessary, right? Because we can also boost them at some point. So I'm gonna go ahead with that for now. And yeah, let's build the first glass maker. And then let's also build the first 2 window makers. 13,000, quite expensive at this point here, also building material wise. And with that, we have now the window production, construction material number 4 that we're starting with. The bricks are coming in at a whopping 6 tons per minute. That is okay. The same goes with the steel beams. It's 4. We might push this a bit further. For this, I would need coal, though, because I really don't want to have more charcoal kilns. So that is something we need to get going as well. In Sinclair, in the meantime, it's time to build the first flamethrower. Very important. This will last us for quite some time, right? It's a very powerful defensive structure that we can have over there. And it's also boosting my military score quite a bit. Tier 3 harbor cannon, Tier 3 artisan, and in that case, this will last us really nicely here, but it's expensive, of course. And at the very next day, we have unlocked the new world finally. with a bunch of building materials, it's time to head right up to Manola. That's a beautiful island here, by the way. I love this. Every time I see it, it's beautiful. I love the narrow entrance here. Not something that we're gonna need though right now. Isabel Samento is introducing herself also. She's all the way down here in the south. That's not ideal. She's really, really far away from us. And also Sean Lafortune is already somewhere here. No, that's Beryl. She's in the area.
Ready for a challenge.
The thing with her is she has a quest for us with a time limit on it, right? So I need to get to her in 12 minutes. And then she would give me a free clipper. Now, that's not really worth it because I don't know if we can survive that long. If we come across Sean, we're immediately dead. I do have building materials with me, so I'm gonna use this to, go to Manola right away. And over here we have this massive chunk of land where we're gonna build up our industrialized New World city. That will then produce all the juices we want for New London and for Mayan treasures as well.
Take the rudder.
As always, we're gonna go into this beach area here. It's the most logical choice that we have, right? And with that, Manola has been founded. I'm still gonna try and catch this quest. So 9 minutes time, that should be enough. The clipper is on its way now, sending it in a straight line. Perhaps we can survive that, perhaps not. We lose reputation once again with Carl, unfortunately. And we also get the influence of the Conqueror. That's because we have more islands now than ever. And gives me though a nice boost to my workforce for 50 for every island that we have, right? On every island that we have it. So that's something. Now we are starting immediately. By the way, if I want to build a bridge there, it's also just 3,000. So it's worth it to get this going right away. Getting us a bridge over here to the other side of Manola. And right in here we have this mountainous region that I would like to use for my first timber production. That we can have then right up there. And since we're gonna need lots of timber in Manola, we are also gonna have 4 sawmills working here for us. It's of course overkill in the long term, but it's such a cheap production that it doesn't really matter. And on the other hand, here we can now start with our city. Let's just have a bit of a room here towards the beach area. There you go. This looks nice. Make it a double road perhaps too. And with that, we can also start now over here with our first marketplace somewhere. And then also our first buildings now. We're just gonna in once again with our standard layout. We're gonna switch that around anyway. Right, so it doesn't really matter how your base layout looks, because you're gonna have so many service buildings, so many optimizations, so much moving around of buildings that at some point it just doesn't matter anymore. But that's really up to you, how you want to design your city. Here we have a bit of a problem. That's okay though. We will need to move this road here one step down, or I'm just gonna keep this one a double road. There you go. That also works out. And we should also have a service district, so this one works out, right? Yep. So we have then this one moving down a bit so that I can keep my row of houses here just fine. A bit like this. And then I would like to have a bit of a plaza area here for Manola, where we do have then basically some service buildings for the city, right? And since we have a bit of timber, let's go ahead and build us the first houses here. And with that, we're starting a population in the New World, the Age of Tradition. Our first Honeleros coming in. How is it looking on the map? There's Beryl, there's Arthur, and there is my Clipper. We have arrived, but we're on the wrong side. We got it? We got it. Perfect. Lots of building materials. Very juicy.
I trust you.
And gonna send them together now. There's the pirate, Sean. He's over here quite a lot. I think we haven't discovered him yet, so he should not attack us. Let's get my Clippers ASAP all the way up here again to Manola, where we can put these building materials to good use. We should also then consider settling on a few of those islands here. This one is a very good one, right in front of Manola, that has the pearls. Has the cotton. I think Manola has cotton. Yep. Herb fertility is there. Mineral deposit 1. 14 oil fields. That's gonna be very important. We got the 9 oil fields in Manola, but we're gonna use this for Manola production. So the 14 that we have on this island here, we could then export to New London. That would be my target. The same goes with this very good island. So if I secure those 2 islands there, I'm happy with the new world, right? Then we have a good potential for big cities. So let's continue with the expansion here of the population. As also my timber production is ramping up now. Very nice. We can't linger too long. I need to go back here to my old world. So first of all, things are getting a bit nasty here now. Look at the ships. She also has the royal warship now, Barrel. Yeah, they're really gonna push their military score now. The pirate is coming in close. I would also like to go ahead now with a flamethrower in New London. That's really important. And also very powerful. So let's just check it out. If I have it over there, we can secure that corridor here. That would be my target. Can I build 2? Nope. But I can blueprint the next one right away. So this is gonna be really nice because we are gonna close this corridor here for us, right? Or whoever is hostile to us. Expansion wise, we got the first windows in. That's great. And I would like to continue with more artisans. Unlocks me a few more buildings. What we've unlocked also is the new production chains like the tea, the suits and the sardines. Also, this is interesting, the recycling system. We can produce dung ourselves in the old world with the toilet and the fertilizer fermentation factory, as it's called. And with selling a few more clippers now, we have enough money. 280,000 in fact. That is so much money. That's pretty great. With that, what we can do now is finally also purchasing shares of my opponents. I would like to do this, of course, as it's one of my most powerful tools to keep up with them. And let's go ahead and start with a Barrel. We have to trade the trade contract with her, so it's less likely that we have any bigger repercussions with that, right? That's 112,000 on the value, and it would give me a share value of 439 right now. This is fluctuating a lot right now. Of course, the bigger she gets, the higher the share value. So this is an investment into the future. The 400 are also pretty nice already. If I buy this now, we are pushing towards 5,000 on the balance.
And I can't let you
She doesn't like that so much, of course, but that's okay. I would also like to do the same thing with Carl. He's more valuable, in fact. He's got 600 share value and 130,000 on the coin. So this pushes us down to 40,000, but it at the same time increases my balance. And also, we now take a step towards influencing these people, these opponents here, investing into them. We also have then quite a powerful tool at our disposal here, taking over these islands at some point, perhaps. We'll just see.
Just say the word.
All right, lots of beer and bread at this point coming in. That's great. Is it enough, though? Yeah, it's enough. So this is stockpiling. Kanefaka is my other village that we have right now, my farmer village, and it's gonna stay like this because it's really great as a farmer village, as we have the red pepper here and we have a schnapps production already going, and I would like to continue with that. So we're gonna push more potato farms, 3 more, with also schnapps distilleries, right? We can afford this because, yeah, first of all, having farmers is cheap, and on the other hand, we have the space here. The only other resource that we're gonna get out of this island here is going to be the red pepper, and then of course the minerals. In that case, red pepper, plenty of space over there. Might even have then the beef farms here too. Yeah, looks like a very good location for this. And I'm just gonna push in a few more farmers. These people
Means a lot to Arn.
have the schnapps. That's okay. We can keep them happy. Fishery, I will need another one. That's unfortunately some workforce that we need to waste here, more or less. But that's okay. Right, of course, a bit negative right now on the farmers, but they're moving in as we speak already. This will be enough then again. Now with that, we have the schnapps production up and running here, 11 tons. In Sinclair, we do need 5 tons, and in New London, we do need 10 tons. So the total demand overall is 15 tons right now. This will, in fact, go down over time as we upgrade more people to artisans and then to engineers. For now, though, it's 15, let's say 20 tons for having a bit of a buffer here too. So 20 tons we need to produce in total, right? That means I need to have 4 more schnapps distilleries. the 2 here, and then another
We
2
need more
potato farms.
farmhands.
Plus, on top of that, I'm just gonna boost them by 50%, honestly, because we... Yeah, perhaps not the distillery. Let's have the potato farms to not waste that much workforce on that. So whenever I have a bit of timber, we can push the next one. Workforce is moving in as well, so this is not the biggest issue for us right now. And with that, we can have then a second trade route going now to New London as well. I think the other trade route that we already have, there it is full, right? So it's coming back with schnapps again to Kenfaka. And in this case here, we do need to have the... Look at that, it's capped out on Sinclair, so we really have too much. And the Dusky Hawk is gonna be my next trade route between those 2 islands here, and it's starting with schnapps. And we only need to have 1 slot of schnapps here, because it's a very short trade route. It's really just this channel here. And on top of that, we can have then 3 more slots filled with more resources down the road, whatever we need, right? Let's go ahead, get me the second schnapps out. And also there's the schnapps. We still should upgrade the trading post here though. So I'm gonna, yeah, we are having 4 clippers in production right now. Might be worth it building a second sailing shipyard at this point to speed up construction of ships. Yeah, it's overkill usually though, because you don't need to have 2 queues of ships all the time. In Manola, the building resources came in safe and sound. The swamp rat, oh wait a second, we are gonna use the building materials right away to settle on another island. So it is most likely this here, because it has the oil. Where's the oil, by the way? Over there is, it's divided into several spots. So we have 1 oil field up here, we have 1 oil field down here together with clay. Look at that, 5 clay deposits on this island. And we have the 3rd oil field down here. Where would be the safest space to go for them? Here, most likely, if I want to make a short train route. This one's also fine, so I'm gonna with this area. We're gonna have the tracks then leading into this one. And I want to secure this island here for me as ASAP. So that's where we are sending it. I hope that Sean is not minding our business. Minding his own business, we should say. The pirate. And look at that view. I just always love Manola. Many new secrets this island holds for us. With all the mods that we have installed. We're gonna unlock these as we progress. It's not an island though, right? It's a peninsula. Because you don't see the end of the landmass. So there's probably... This is probably the solid land that we have, not an island. Now, with the rest, we continue with, yeah, pushing more Jornaleros.
You reached a new milestone.
Very good. Also, town level achieved. And with that, we're unlocking a few more production chains here for Manola. Also very important, let's have a fire station here. These people really don't know how to cook, so you're getting those fires all the time in. And I'm probably just gonna have it then here as well, in the center.
City.
Let's not forget to upgrade more people to artisans once again. There you go, with as much timber as we had. Another day is coming to an end, and with more artisans, we also get the next city problems, this next city incidents, sickness and disease. The plague is roaming the streets of New London. We'll need to counter that somehow with a hospital, and we continue onwards here in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to leave a like behind. Stay tuned.